I'm so grateful. Trying to be grateful. If only I could be grateful. Why is being grateful so hard? Learning how to be grateful can feel very overwhelming when you first begin your spiritual journey. Especially if during your childhood, being grateful was thrown around more as guilt and shame than something good to feel about, right? You might have heard statements like, hey, be grateful that you even have clothes. Or, you don't like what your mother cooked? Just be grateful that you even have food. You know how many starving kids there are in China?
Be grateful, Anya.
I am grateful.
There was a lot of starving kids in China when I was a kid. Okay. So in this video, I wanted to show you how to connect to that power of feeling grateful from a clean, clear space, so that when you express being grateful, it's actually going to help you to unlock those old programs that are trapped in your energy field. So let's get started. So when I first started trying to be grateful, I was really having a hard time because I was still operating from that old limited beliefs, those old programs. And I just couldn't see past this whole third dimension of mine, right? I found that I'd wake up and I'd start reaching for those familiar feelings of victimhood.
Another glorious morning. Makes me sick.
Right? I'd be laying in bed and I was like, oh man, like another crappy day. And then I'd look at laundry that was on the floor and I was like, ugh, my house is messy. I feel cold. I don't want to get out of bed. Then maybe I'd even reach for my phone because I'd want to find a new villain that was on my phone. I was looking for any excuse to feel crappy so that I didn't have to move forward in my life. I didn't have to focus on my goals. I didn't have to focus on my true life because I was stuck in this little loop-de-loop.
It's not that I'm lazy. It's that I just don't care.
Now, this all happened before I even turned over in bed. That's how fast our subconscious mind works. Because I was so comfortable with these programs that I let the thoughts start to feed me and bring me back to that familiar old emotions. That in truth, those emotions kept me feeling safe. So it's easy to see how our inner thoughts, right? They trigger those inner emotions, which then trigger my body's addiction to those chemicals in my brain that make up all these emotions. So to help me get out of this never-ending cycle of negative crap slinging all around the place,
Okay, Kyle, you're being a negative Nancy. Stop it.
I realized that I had to trick myself into creating a new habit of feeling and being grateful. So knowing me, I knew that I had to make this process really easy for myself if it was going to get done. So I know that I love my morning coffee routine. So I just started there. I was already in grateful land, right? I get my coffee, so I am super happy. This is a great space for me to start. So I would just take a deep breath, right? And I move slowly, connecting with my body. I was very conscious of my breath and my body connecting. And then by staying present or getting present, I focus on all the smells around me, right? So I focus on the smell of the coffee beans, or I listen to the frothing of my heavy cream and the smell of my vanilla syrup, or the cinnamon that I put on top. I use all my senses because this helps me to get out of my head and stay in the moment. So again, I'm moving slowly, trying not to activate that inner critic and all those crappy feelings. And then I sit down comfortably and I got my coffee cup in my hand and I just relax my breathing, right? I focus on all the things now that I'm grateful for. Even if you just want to focus on your coffee or your tea, if you have tea, right? Whatever you have. And I just focus on being grateful for this. And then I go through a list. I go through a list of people that I'm grateful for that are in my life. I go into a list of what I'm grateful, what I think is beautiful that's all around me, what's beautiful in my room. And I just slowly start to get this energy flowing. And then I soak in it, right? I soak in this frequency of feeling grateful.
All right, come on. Bring it in. There's the Annie. There's the Annie I knew was there, okay? All right.
And what's kind of crazy is this simple exercise, it opens up one of the biggest keys into unlocking and upgrading those old programs, not only energetically, but also in the physical world. It does it by shifting the neuroplasticity of your brain, where you are creating new synaptic connections. How cool is that? I am physically operating from a new program, but you gotta do it more than once. You have to commit to it every day. We have to turn it into a habit. Now my energy field is going to expand and attract more of this feeling, which is incredible. And I have to admit, it kind of makes me giggle now when this feeling is around me all the time. It's like being grateful is my new normal.
People want me to do everything for them, when what they don't realize is they have the power.
So I want you to ask yourself every day to name 3 things that you're grateful for, 3 people who love you, and 3 people that you love. This tricks your mind into looking for those positive things throughout the day. Remember, you can't use the same answer every day, so the questions get stored in your hypothalamus, waiting to get answered. Try this with your family at dinner for a week and see what happens. And if you want to talk about this more, I started a new members perk over at marisagreco.com. I'm hosting a free office hours every Monday where you can drop in and chat with me over Zoom. I would love to hear what happened after you try this for a week or a month. So remember, guys, you're not your thoughts, you're not your body, and you are not your emotions. You are light. So be bright, be grateful, be you. Until next time, I'm Marisa Grieco, your mystical guide.